Hey guys, welcome back to the channel in the series where we are trading this account, selling options until $1 million. And, before we get into this pretty eventful recap of this last week, I just wanted to thank you guys for the support in the last video. I mean, it's the channel, after uploading for the past 3 months, it's been the channel's most liked video, most views, and the most subscribers from it. So I really appreciate that. It brings me so much joy to see that. Now just getting into this video, I mean, the account is sitting at 286,222. So since the last video last week, we are up over 1%, which is nearly $3,000. And as you can see on the bottom right, I mean, we have had a lot of realizations, including IWM, which was a big dip buy, a month and a half hold, and got assigned on selling options, and we sold those shares for a nice profits, which we'll get into more depth in the video here in a bit. But 2026 year to date, up about $5 grand, 1.71%. So strong momentum and start to the year. So hopefully that will continue. But very eventful week, realized nearly $5,000. So again, what is this series about? This is running the wheel strategy and selling options. You start up here at the top where you write put contracts, and each contract that you sell of a put is 100 shares that you have to buy if the stock drops below that strike price during the expiration of the contract. If it does, I sell calls until the stock rises above that strike price at expiration. Those get assigned away, and then I restart the wheel strategy. And like always, this content is not financial advice. Please consult a licensed financial professional before making investment decisions. Don't just blindly follow what I trade. Use your own due diligence. So getting into it, IWM, the Russell 2000. This was a trade that we took in mid-November, as you can see on that green arrow right here. This whole dip right here, all throughout November and end of October, was over the AI scare. I mean, companies overspending, AI not making that much money, not much proven revenue for the amount of debt that they have outstanding. And then the market, I said there's no real reasoning behind this, just fear in the market. And I took a lot of positions. I sold puts all throughout to the 246 down to the 238s, and I got assigned early. Someone out there who I sold the contracts to decided to exercise my contract since it was in the money. So I get to keep the premium, 100% of the premium early, but I did have to buy 200 shares of this ETF. And I was happy to do so because, this was a huge add to the portfolio. I mean, I realized $3,662, and overall that was a 9% trade. And the IWM in total in 2025 only returned, well, I shouldn't say only returned, but returned 12%. But I mean, it lagged S&P and the Dow. Those returned 15 to 17%, right? So if I captured 9% of the return in a month and a half, that's just a fantastic trade. So this is exactly the highlight of the wheel strategy and selling options. I mean, this is what it can return, and it can boost your annualized returns to the portfolio. I should say alpha and beating the market is the proper financial term. So sold the shares right at the last trading day on the last Friday. I believe that's January 9th. It did reject, but I think I sold at the 261.3. So at the top of that green candle on Friday. So we'll see how it trades this week, but might be looking to get back into it if there is a dip back to that, low or mid 240s mark in the IWM. But great trade, 1 month and a half hold, 9%, $3.5 grand. So getting into it, Credo Technology, which is a name that the channel has not seen before. Credo Technology is, if you saw the video last week or have been following the channel, I like to play the AI boom, but I don't play the AI or tech companies directly. At least I haven't early yet. But I do like to, the phrase is selling the picks and the shovels to the gold mine rush, right? So in this case, this is selling power, investing in power companies that are supporting the AI, investing in the materials and makers of components that go into AI data centers. So many of them are getting developed. So many of them are needing all these materials, components, power secured, and there's a huge backlog for this stuff. So there's a lot of profit to be made. And one of those companies is Credo Technology Group, which makes all like the complex cable, fiber optic that go into data centers, and they have a huge market share of that. Um, and I've been growing, I mean, immense revenue. I've been seeing huge amounts of demand from all these AI data center groups that have been constructing it. So this was only a couple day hold. I mean, I sold at that 120, that blue line. That's the strike price that I sold one put contract at 120. So I put up $12,000 in collateral. I think for $400 or $500 total max profit, but I realized it early at 286 because it crossed one of my rules for the channel is, I mean, if it crosses 50% profit before less than half of expiration, then it's worth it to just sell. And I saw this on Friday, a strong rejection off of the 90-day SMA. So got in at almost the low over here, rode it for 3 days, 4 if you count this red day, and sold on that Friday. So was a pretty decent trade. If they are going to dip back down to that 120s, mid 120s, I'll open up another put contract. But yeah. So going into a current portfolio, Robinhood stock. I mean, this is a stock that you've seen me trade for these last couple weeks, and in the beginning of the challenge, but I took a break from trading Robinhood because it just, to put it straightforward, it just ran up on me, and I didn't feel I didn't want to trade it until it reached the consolidation zone. So right here, I took a break from trading it for about 6 months, and it hit the 150s, kept on bouncing down, but it seems to have found a support over here in the 100 to 110s, which is below the 90-day SMA, but above the 200-day SMA, simple moving average. So I've been selling 105 puts, 110. So it's been bouncing, showing it as a support area, showing it as a demand zone in the buy. RSI is in the 40s, so in the center, neither overbought nor oversold. So comfortable still writing puts. As you can see, we are down a bit, about $130, $140 or $150 on Hood, but still comfortable. On this next bounce, I'm sure we'll reach 30%, 40% profit. So keeping an eye on it. Their tradings aren't for a while, so I can do the laddering, same strike price, but different expiration dates. So one of the stocks in the portfolio that I'm trading right now, which is showing also immense growth. I mean, with the add-on to prediction markets, potential add to the S&P 500 ETF, and also just growing their customer base and expanding their banking services too. So I mean, and subscriptions. So I mean, lots of positive initiatives that this company has been doing. So like to see the growth. So CLS, Celestica. This is as you can see, we are at 73% profit. I mean, 330. And you might ask me why I haven't sold this company yet. It's because it expires in 1 week. And I have to ask myself, their options chain is not weekly, it's a monthly options chain. So the next option expires in 40 days. So it's either this one or 40 days. And I want to keep trading Celestica, and I have to ask myself, I think it's $150 left in premium to collect on this company. Would I take this trade a week out for $160, putting up $26,500 in collateral? And I would. The answer is I would. So even though it's 73% profit, with 1 week left, it makes sense to just hold until expiration. Plus, the technicals support that with a consistently strong bounce off of the 90-day SMA, trading in a consolidation zone, RSI mid. So chart and technical support it, and I like this company because it makes switches to the data centers. There's also has huge demand. I think they have 40% of the market share in all the AI data center market. So like this company, I'm good with holding it long term if I get a sign, but also selling a pretty fairly conservative strike price. Even though it touched it here in late December, my strike price at 265, that blue line, there has been still consistently strong bounce off. So happy to get assigned there. I think that is a bit conservative strike price. I've sold 270 on them too, so I could go higher, but the premiums are still juicy, and I like the stock, so gonna continue trading it. Constellation Energy is a new one. This is a company that's providing early into power generation, and they I think are the largest nuclear power plant operator in the United States. But they do all sorts of power as well, not only nuclear. But this stock has had significant volatility in the past, but the overall trend is up, and it has been trading in a consolidation zone. As you can see on Thursday, it did hit below my strike price, but a nice bounce off. So we're keeping an eye on this stock, but I'm happy to own this for the long term, just because of the growth and power and the amount that is needed that AI just takes up. So again, selling the picks and shovels for this. So 335 strike price. We are down a bit, but I mean, just this green day gave us, $840 this Friday, January 9th. That small candle right there. So another one of those, and we'll be back in the green. So, and very, very much in the green. Not only that. So was up, was down, but overall, still like the stock and believe that there was no real news behind this dip right here. So going into the rest of the portfolio, still holding Bitcoin, not much there. Still holding Power, another power company. Sold another Palantir put. Anything else? Nucor, I mean, red day, but it's also been trading, just sideways. So not much news on the current portfolio. We are sitting on a lot of cash. So, I mean, please, if you guys have any, stock ideas or stocks that you're trading, please write them in the comments below, because I'd love to take a look at them and trade them as well, because I am sitting on, I think, $120,000 in cash, which is 42% of the account. So got some money to deploy. And year to date, sitting at 1.71, like I mentioned earlier in the video. So very strong start to January. So we'll see if it continues. And yeah, the count is 28.62% of the way there. So I appreciate you guys all for watching and tuning into the video this week. And I'll see you guys next week. Good luck trading.